Welcome back. We're going to do a slightly longer video today on the best drop series or best drop spot in Fortnite. And I've gone over about I found 40 some odd individual locations in Fortnite that are decent to drop. I mean, there's infinite places to drop, but you want at least a building or something, some kind of landmark to orientate you. So I've been going over the named locations, the points of interest, and just some landmarks as I go through. And I'm trying to do them around 5 times each to get a nice average of what's going on without going too far. And I've done 17, or the first 17, 5 each, and sort of rank them along different spectrums. So it kind of depends on what you're wanting to do. Of course, this is a solo match. This is in 0 build mode, so those parameters apply. But even within that, in Chapter 4, Season 3, doesn't make a difference where you land. And I would argue from this that it very much does matter where you land. So this is a list of that 17 locations that I've been. In no particular order, I don't think. Just what are those 17 places that I've been around the map. And the castle behind Breakwater, I know it's a named location. I can't remember. I can't ever find the name because when I land in there, it doesn't show up on my screen. So I need to update that as I'm able to find it. But those are the locations that I've been to so far. And if we change over to what the best solo drop spot is, or where I've placed in that, I placed second at Steamy Springs across 5 matches. So Steamy Springs really stands out as the penultimate place, not the penultimate place, the ultimate place for me. The penultimate place would be the castle behind Breakwater, whatever its name is, when I average about 5th place. And then I run into a whole bunch of places in sort of the teens and 20s. And that's most of it, right? So we're thinking a bell curve. Most of it lands in that bulk of somewhere 30th, 35th place and above. And then we go to the really terrible places for me to land, where I land in the 40s. Mega City, Mayday Landing, Frenzy Fields, and Racetrack, where I'm landing in the high 50s. On average. So 58th place across 5 matches is just a really terrible showing. If what you're trying to do is place high, right? And that's really what everybody's trying to do, is place pretty high in Fortnite. So, for me, landing in Steamy Springs, the castle behind Breakwater, makes a big difference. And you think, like, what is the commonality between those places? And there isn't a lot. Steamy Springs is a little further inland, but it's close to the shore. Castle behind Breakwater is close to the shore, but it's right on the shore. My 3rd place is Shattered Slabs. It's even further in from the shore, but it's not of the map, right? So middle of the map is problematic. But when we talk about Frenzy Fields, it's equidistant from the shore as Steamy Springs. But just a lot more people land there, which is a bit odd given that Steamy Springs is a newer location on the map, right? And Frenzy's been there this entire chapter. So you think people would get tired of landing there like crazy, but they haven't. So that's an interesting thing to me. It doesn't have better stuff. But Steamy, you can like go through all the buildings and maybe once every 4 or 5 matches come across somebody else. So it's a really nice place to land, get full health, get, a really good weapon. There's often an MK Alpha there, which I prefer, and kind of just move on. So if you're looking to place high in the match, I highly recommend Steamy Springs, that castle sort of to the far side of Breakwater Bay, and Shattered Slabs is really good places to land. Eliminations, again, that castle behind Breakwater is high for me. The Eastern Watch of Citadel is really high for me too. I get in the 4 to 5 range on both of those, which is pretty high. That's right where I'm at. I really average about 2.4 to 3 though, as you can see from the list. Like that's my meat. That's where I normally land. So anything above that 3.4 is pretty good for me. So 5, the castle behind Breakwater, is pretty high. So those 2 places I can land, get my health and everything up, but then run into quite a few people. And I sit at Citadel a few of those matches, and people just keep coming in. That's an attractive spot. So if you're trying to up your KD ratio, those are really good places to do above Steamy. So I would go, if you're trying to improve your KD, to Castle Behind Breakwater, Citadel, maybe Windcatcher Lake, which is that little pond area up to the side of Mega City. up towards between Mega and like Naughty Nets area, right? That little pond on top of the hill is Windcatcher Lake. So that's where I would recommend going if eliminations are what you're going for. Accuracy. I mean, that doesn't really matter. You're accurate to whatever level you're accurate. Brutal Bastion, my accurate was in the 40s. And then it goes down to the high 30s, low 40s in Mega City and Neon Bay Bridge. And then it goes down, but when you sort of look at that racetrack, my accuracy was down to 15. So half of that is at a good place. And the Aegis Temple, it's at 23. And I really like landing at the Aegis Temple. You have a ton of time. Nobody is ever there. But man, when I would come up over the mountain into Brutal, I just got killed every time. It was kind of nuts. And I do better at Brutal itself than coming into Brutal later, which is an interesting juxtaposition there. So that's with accuracy. Damage to players. That's what you want to do. You just want to do a lot of damage, wreak a lot of damage. Again, Castle Behind Breakwater is the winner there. I did 1218 on average with Brutal. Secluded Spire. Secluded Spire is hot though. I mean, they've got that boss there. Everybody's running in. It's right next to that gas station. It's right next to the edge of the wilds. So I find it to be very busy. I might kill 4 or 5 people in a row and then die. So, but if you're trying to do damage, that's a good spot. And then Shattered Slabs. And again, Steamy Springs, because again, I get full health. I have all the equipment I need, and I'm able to go out into the world with whatever I need. So that's it. That's the longer version of the short. I will keep going around the map and adding in, filling in locations. Like I said, I think this could be about 40 or 50 locations by the end. But this is my first 17, and I want to get these in as soon as possible before the map changes. If you have any area you would like me to explore, please drop a comment and I'll try to get there as soon as possible. Thanks so much. Bye.